Hybrid cars are everywhere today, but Toyota was the company that truly made them practical, reliable, and efficient. With cars like Toyota Prius, Toyota introduced a system that doesn't just combine engine and motor, it intelligently manages energy in real time. Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel Core Classroom Learning. Today we are going to break down the Toyota hybrid system in full detail from components to power flow to engineering logic. In my last videos, I explained what a series hybrid is, what a parallel hybrid is, and what a series parallel hybrid is. The Toyota system is called, or rather, is like a series parallel hybrid. That means it can behave like a series hybrid as well, which means your engine generates electricity, or it can behave like a parallel hybrid also. That means engine directly drives the wheels or a combination of both. Okay. This flexibility is what makes it extremely efficient. When I say Toyota hybrid system is a series parallel hybrid system, what I mean is that it's a series parallel hybrid with a power split device, about which I will explain further. And so basically, this power split works via the Planetary Gear Set. If you're not sure or if you do not know the working of Planetary Gear Set, I would suggest you to watch my video on Planetary Gear System. Now, usually there's a lot of confusion if Toyota hybrid system is, what kind of topology or architecture it follows. Because it can behave like both types. It can behave like series mode, like I just said, and it can also behave like parallel mode. Okay. If you have to tell somebody like a one-line explanation, you can simply say that Toyota hybrid system is a series parallel hybrid architecture implemented using a power split planetary gear mechanism. Okay. Now let's start with the breaking down of components that Toyota hybrid system has. Number one, so first to start with is the internal combustion engine. Okay, so Toyota uses a gasoline engine with a Atkinson cycle. So Atkinson cycle. Now this is a very important thing to note here. Now, why Toyota uses Atkinson cycle engine? It's because using this Atkinson cycle engine, you can get maximum fuel efficiency and not maximum power. Okay, so that is one of the reason. In a normal conventional engine, with let's say if we have to talk about a conventional engine with the Otto cycle, okay, and if I compare it with an Atkinson cycle engine, conventional engine will have higher power output. So conventional engine with referring to as the Otto cycle will have higher power output, equal compression and expansion ratio, and lower efficiency. But what Atkinson cycle engine has, it has shorter compression stroke and longer expansion stroke. Because of which, what is the result? It can extract more energy from fuel and wastes less heat. Okay. This is basically the basic idea of Atkinson versus normal engine. Another thing, or I would say a key engineering concept, is that in Atkinson cycle, like I said, expansion ratio is greater than your compression ratio. So this means your fuel burns expands more and gives more work, right? And how Toyota achieves Atkinson cycle? So basically, Toyota doesn't use a different crank mechanism. Instead, it uses something called as LIVC. Okay, so it's late intake valve closing. How it happens? Basically, your intake valve stays open longer and some of the air fuel mixture flows back. So expansion will remain full and effective compression reduces, right? But now the real question is, why is this perfect for hybrid? That is the most important part. Now see, in Atkinson cycle, you have, like I said, lower power output, right? So it has lower power output. It is so basically it has lower power output and it is weak at low RPM. That is why they have a hybrid solution for to overcome the disadvantages. They use an electric motor which will provide them instant torque and acceleration boost. So Toyota solves the weakness using the electricity basically, whatever is there of Atkinson cycle, right? And another interesting point is that usually auto engine will give you around 30 to 35% efficiency, but Toyota's Atkinson cycle provides at least 38 to 41% efficiency, which is actually a great and huge real savings in real driving. Okay, so that is why Atkinson cycle works great for them. So now what will be your final conclusion? Why it uses Atkinson cycle, if I have to sum it down to some points, because number one is greater thermal efficiency, better fuel economy, okay, then lower emissions, okay, and works perfectly with e-motor sport motor support. Okay, so hybrid system basically removes its weakness and maximizes its strength. Next, the important parameter of Toyota hybrid system is the motors. That is, it uses two motors, MG1 and MG2. So MG2 is nothing but your motor generator 2, which is basically your drive motor. Okay, and MG1 is nothing but generator starter. So what MG2 does? This is, like I said, main traction motor. And this motor is basically responsible for directly driving the wheels. Clear? And also, what is the use case for this? It will provide instant torque, okay, and smooth acceleration. Okay, so this is what gives hybrids their EV-like feel at low speed. Now, what MG1 does? Your MG1 is basically it will act as engine starter. Okay, it is responsible for that, and it acts like a generator. Clear? Basically, it is MG1 that will control engine speed indirectly. Clear? So MG1 can be called as the control brain for power flow. Clear? So we have MG1 and MG2. MG2 is the main traction motor, and MG1 is the what will basically control engine speed indirectly. Okay, it is basically the MG1 basically drives the sun gear, and in the normal synergy drive, it can turn in either direction to effect the final drive ratio. Okay, and mix of power from ICE and MG2. That is why it's called the control brain power flow. Next, we will talk about the very important component called as your power split device. Basically, that makes use of your planetary gear set. Okay, this is basically your heart of Toyota hybrid system. Okay, it has three parts: sun gear, planet carrier, and ring gear. Sun gear is basically connected to MG1. Okay, planet carrier is connected to engine, and the ring gear is connected to wheels via your MG2. Okay, so it basically splits engine power into mechanical path. Okay, mechanical path, so wheels, and electrical path, that would be a generator. Okay, so this is basically the heart of your Toyota hybrid system. If you want more details, again, I would recommend you to watch my video on working of planetary gear system. Next, important component that we are going to talk about is battery. So Toyota has a lot of experience with batteries. Okay, and they have also recently started production of world's first bipolar NIMH battery. Okay, it is also smaller and basically light in weight than your regular NIMH batteries. And the interesting thing is that it uses very less critical earth materials. Okay, so that means you have to do less mining, and it has less environmental impact, which also results in lower cost. Okay, and Toyota also claims that it delivers an output density which is double that of a regular NIMH battery. So currently they're developing a full lineup of batteries. Okay, and their main focus is basically quality, durability, and reliability. Clear? So basically, in their hybrid vehicles, they either use NIMH or lithium ion batteries. Okay, and they're even smaller than EV batteries and usually operate between 20 to 80% SOC for longevity. Clear? Then next, they have a power control unit, PCU. So it is nothing but inverter plus converter, power control unit. What it does, it basically converts your DC to AC for motor, okay, and AC to DC for your battery. So basically charging your battery. And it also controls the voltage and current flow. Clear? So basically, these are all of the components that make truly Toyota hybrid system what it is. Clear? Okay, now let's move on to the exact layout to correctly and clearly understand the power flow, modes, and working of the Toyota hybrid system. Okay, so overall, it looks like something like this. So here, if you see, you have your internal combustion engine. Okay, Then you have your motor generator 1, MG1. Then you have your power split device along with the planetary gear set. Okay, so basically this is the core of the system. Then right side you have MG2. Okay, this is connected to wheels through your reduction gear, chain, and differential. Okay, and on the top you have battery, inverters, MG1 and MG2. Clear? Now let's see the mechanical connections. This is something that is very important. So inside the power split device, which is this block, which I call the heart of the Toyota hybrid system, you have engine to carrier, MG1 to sun gear, MG2 to ring gear to wheels. Okay, so basically this is what that enables your power splitting. So it is very important that you understand this and remember this to properly understand the Toyota hybrid system. Now let's see what kind of power flow modes are possible. Okay, now first of all, EV mode. Okay, that means electric only. In this, I think it is very clear what is happening. You have from battery to MG2 directly to the wheels. Look something like this: battery, MG2 inverter to MG2 motor to wheels. This is what your electric mode would be. If we see in the diagram, in the right side, the MG2 will be active in this case. Okay, engine will be off, MG1 will be idle. Clear? So car only moves using your MG2 machine. Okay. Then if we have next engine start mode. Okay. In case of engine start, what would happen? Your battery to MG1 inverter to MG1 motor and then your engine. Clear? So basically, MG1 will spin, this will spin, and this will in your engine will start. So you don't need any starter motor. Okay, so no starter needed in this case. Clear? Then next, the most important, which is basically your normal hybrid mode. How this will flow? Now, in this case, flow from engine will split into two. Okay, first would be your path one, which will be mechanical. Clear? Number first would be your engine to your power split device. Okay, so from engine to power split device to your MG2 to the wheels. Clear? Okay, so I'm gonna put it down over here. So path one in this case will be mechanical. Okay, clear? So if you see in the diagram for part 2, it would go from engine to power split device to your MG1 to the inverter to MG2 and then to the wheels. Clear? So this is the core of power split operation basically. Okay. Then next we will have the acceleration mode, or we can call it where we can get the max power. Okay, so here how the flow would look like. We can have either engine to wheels and we can have battery to MG2 to wheels. Clear? Free to the MG2 motor, which is your traction motor, to the wheels. Clear? So basically your engine plus MG2 both will drive the wheels in this case. Okay. So if you see in the diagram at the left side, the engine plus the right, this MG2, both are active in this case. Okay. And battery is supplying your MG2 in this case. So you can get high torque and fast acceleration. Okay. Next mode that it can do is cruising. Cruising mode, when we say, is usually high speed. Okay. In that case, it will go from engine to power split. Okay. And then to the wheels. Clear? In this case, what is the role of MG1? MG1 will basically adjust the speed. And what is the role of MG2? It will be basically for some minimal assist in this case. Okay. So if you see in the diagram, basically mostly in this case, your mechanical path will be active and the electrical flow would be reduced. So this is the most efficient condition. Clear? Next you can have is the charging mode, right? How do you charge? So I think that is clear already. It will be you can have like engine, let's say from engine to battery. Okay. So what would be the flow? The flow would be simple. Engine to power split device, okay, to MG1 to battery. Clear? I think there should be no doubt in this. So basically, your engine will spin this engine will spin your MG1. Okay, MG1 will generate the electricity. Okay, and then your battery will charge. Clear? And this happens when your SSC is low. Okay, and very important, regen braking. Okay. I think this should be very clear. So it will be from obviously from wheel to MG2 to battery. So basically how it works. So MG2 will in this case work as a generator mode. Clear? So it's a reverse role. So only MG2 is used and in that case engine will be off. Clear? Now, one question, important question. What is the role of this power split device? What is it doing here? It basically the role of this is to split the engine power into mechanical to wheels and electrical to MG1. Okay, and it acts like transmission, so it acts like your e-CVT. Clear? So this is basically the entire Toyota hybrid system. I hope it's clear now. We discussed about the individual components, the power flow, and I hope it's clear that all modes are just different energy paths through the same components. Clear? What I've done is created a power flow summary. Very, very important. So you guys can take a screenshot and save it. Okay. So just to sum up, for if you are operating, let me change the color. Yeah, I'll go for yellow. Yeah. So if you're operating EV mode, what is the energy source? Battery. What is the flow from battery MG2 to wheels? If you have to start, then battery is used. Battery, MG1 and engine. Okay. Normal mode is engine. So it is split between mechanical plus electrical. In case of acceleration, engine plus battery. Cruising, engine. Charging, engine. Braking wheels, and for reverse, battery, in which we will use the motor MG2 in the generator mode. Clear? So this is basically a power flow summary. So I hope there's no scope of confusion now, and it is clear how the Toyota hybrid system basically works. So basically, the Toyota hybrid system continuously splits and redirects power between the engine, motor, and battery to ensure the vehicle always operates at maximum efficiency. I hope everything is clear now. If you still have any questions or any doubt regarding any component or anything in particular about Toyota hybrid system, please feel free to drop in the comments. Till then, let me know which is the next hybrid system you'd like to know more about. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our video.